name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm continuing the Dark Moon Challenge as part of my, my climb to the final achievement of Planetbase, which is to complete all the built-in challenges. Guess we're a little low on water. We have reserves, but I guess we need to go ahead and expand our water generation. Or, well, extraction in this case. Just put it over here. The reason I'm putting the water extractor out this far is that I try to reserve things that are closer to the airlocks for things that require maintenance. The water extractor, once it's out there, won't need a lot of maintenance unless it gets struck by a meteorite. And hopefully, fingers crossed, our meteorite defenses should be able to protect it. Yeah, biodome is out of water. Now we have plenty of metal, so as soon as robots can get on site and deliver the metal, we should be able to get an extractor online. But here, let's see. I'm thinking that maybe to prevent this happening in the future, maybe we'll put up a couple of extractors. And let's see here, we'll also put up another water tank. This helps because I'm trying to access this area out here for more solar panels, so I can have additional surface area for power generation that is not necessarily an ideal spot for building structures for the base, but is close enough to the airlocks to be serviceable. Okay, the extractor is up. Once it gets connected and is online, then these problems will be abated. There we go. And like I said, instead of building one extractor, let's build two, because we want to be able to get everything going. In fact, you know what? Here, I'll even build three. We've got plenty of metal. Whoops, there we go. And like I said, I'm trying to break out here in order to be able to put up solar panels in this little neighborhood. It's not quite as close to the airlock as I would like it to be, but close enough. Especially if I'm able to get enough constructor bots built that a bot can go out and maintain the solar panels rather than a human. Since I'm also looking at getting additional solar panels, let's go ahead and increase. Let's see, spares are currently set to 10. Let's make that 20. That way we have plenty on hand in case there's like a surge of things that break down at the same time. That's odd, this water tank doesn't have any water in it. I would have thought that, yeah, we're producing more water than we're using, aren't we? Grid consumes 18, but it's producing 33. This thing should be full. These tanks are filled back up. Oh, here we go, finally. It took a moment, it seemed like. A I was wondering if I was encountering a Planetbase bug. I'd recently seen one in one of our previous episodes where I wanted to make this area more buildable, so with a little trickery I was able to basically clear a hill, and my colonists were running around as if the hill was still there, which was kind of funny watching them walk up, an invisible hill in the air. Although it wasn't funny when one of the colonists couldn't figure out the path to get back to the airlock and stood there and just asphyxiated. I'd never seen that happen before in all the times I've played Planetbase. So it's like, achievement unlocked, new bug discovered. Speaking of hills, I bet I could remove this in order to open up this area. It would take a bit of finagling to do, but it is possible. Oh, you know what? Let me double check and make sure. While I'm doing this, yeah, good. The landing pads are turned off. We've had several attacks by, hostiles, and I want to make sure that I'm paying attention in case any ships were to land and the wrong sorts of people were on them. Now, I'm using this oxygen generator here just to basically see if I can't make connections to start cutting into this hill. I have no intention of actually making these here. See, the bot's like, but I brought the materials. It's like, okay. He was Johnny on the spot, and well, not actually going to build anything there, but he didn't know that. That's right, and one of our favorites is the mine, since the mine can help me to cut through things. And that combined with a water tower. Here, let's see. Come on. You know you wanna. Oh, come on. There we go. So again, he's like, hey, I thought you wanted... Darn it. Fooled me again. Yep, I sure did. They have all the materials ready to go, and so the instant they are told, yeah, we're going to build here, they're ready to come out with the stuff. Let's see. Trying to see what things I can... Whoops. Oh, I had it. There we go. Yep. Yeah, I knew it. Sorry, guys. I just basically want to cut this thing down to size in order to make a more buildable area. Now, I want him to take that metal unit back inside. Here, we'll even make it a little easier for them. We'll go ahead and we'll shut down that airlock. And this one as well. Oh, whoops, I guess someone was coming to that airlock. Probably because this one's getting a workout. All the bots going in and out. Well, sorry guys, you're going to have to share. Because this way I can do what I need to do over here, and it's less likely that someone's going to dive out the airlock with the crafting materials needed to build this right away. I always try to get the oxygen generator as close as I can to the thing that I want to shim down here. There we go. So we can make a connection and cut into it. So each little cut makes a little bit more progress. Actually, you know what? Here, let's see. Borrow the mine again. And if you're wondering why I connect these, it's because they have to be connected before they will accept another connection. There we go. Cut right through that. So it's just a bit of patience. And certain structures make really good tools for digging. I happen to like solar panels, of course water towers, mines, and landing pads. They all tend to work out pretty good. Sometimes even starports. There we go. See, dig all that out. Let's see if we can jam a starport in there. It doesn't want to get close. Well, that's all right. Let's see. Once I get done with digging this out, then I'll open those airlocks back up, make things a little bit more convenient for my bots. But for now, this kind of restrains them from, like I said, jumping out with all the materials. Because there have been one or two occasions where I'm trying to use various different structures for digging purposes, and the bots were so quick, they built it before I could stop them. There we go. I'm trying to get it far away so that I can angle it to cut through here. Actually, you know what? What about mine to mine? Well, it's not much, but it's something. didn't get as much as I was hoping. Here, let's see. Maybe we can put one a little bit closer. Excellent. There we go, and that's the starport being used as a digging tool. Try not to keep these structures on the surface any longer than necessary, because otherwise someone will show up with the materials to build them. Like this guy who's just come out the airlock and is like, wait a minute, I thought there was a construction site. You lied to me. It's like, yes, I did. But, like I said, it ends up opening up more surface area to be able to build on the surface. Makes things a bit easier. Didn't really get anything there. It'll be nice when I can start cutting away that way, but here, let's see. Let's see what else we can cut out. At least now that we have some good meteorite defenses up, I don't have to worry as much when I hear all that racket. Because by and large, the colonists have taken care of their defenses. Before, it was rather unsettling, especially when there was none. Come on, there we go. Every little cut counts. Actually, you know what? Here, let's see. Oh, but that's not actually cutting anything. There we go. Trying to remove as much material with each cut as I can in order to get this down. Still made it over with some building materials. Hey, A+ for dedication. But it makes it hard to do my pretend building when I've got building materials in the way. Let's see. Probably use a mine again. Perfect. Ooh, cut through. Well, that's not going to get much, but just to make sure. And here, delete that. So as you can see, we've gotten rid of most of this hill already. There's not much left to it. Now hopefully someone will come and get this. And in fact here, we'll even open the airlock to make it easier for them to come and get it. You know, it's probably time to expand our materials processing. The existing processing plant is not keeping up with the amount of stuff that's coming out here, so at least not for metal. Well, it looks like they're behind on processing bioplastics as well. Although metal is much more severe. But here, we'll go ahead and we'll do both. You know, now I'm looking at this satellite canteen and thinking I should move it over here, as we have both the large biodome, which will have lots of workers, and the processing plant. Again, lots of workers. Well, of course, they can go over and get a meal here nearby, but I'm trying to make things more convenient if I can. Of course, then again, I could just have more than one. There are enough workers that it might be justifiable to have a couple of these things. Put in another table. I want to make sure that the workers don't have to go very far from their work area to get their needs met, and that way they can get back to work faster. Hopefully. Okay, good. That metal unit was picked up. Now then, let's see. How else can we bite into this a little bit? originally I was thinking I was going to build around this, and then I thought, oh, why don't I just clear the darn thing? So when I built this, I did not have that in mind. Might go ahead and temporarily recycle this water extractor. It is extra, it's beyond what we need, so that I can use this water tower to help clear all this stuff over here. So let's let them pick up the materials. Ah, good. We've reached 20 spare parts. So we are good to go there. I just need some room. And like I said, I'm trying to open this area up as much as I can. The bad thing is that whenever I recycle things, I end up losing a little bit of material. You're able to recycle 100% for the actual structure, but the connectors, you lose the material that went into that. So, I lose 1 unit of metal. We're not hurting for units of metal right now, so. You know what we don't have nearby here is berthing. That is an interesting idea. There's a little trick that I used to do. Looks like it would still be good here. So the idea is that you have a canteen, and in this case it'll be a big one, so I'll go ahead and I'll recycle that other little canteen. And then I attach cabins on either side so that we have local, you know, it's a satellite canteen with berthing for everybody. Whoops, outside, there we go. Now cabins are dead-end structures, so they can only have one connection, and this way it'll be centrally located between 2 areas where we have lots of workers. And there's enough space on the canteen. Maybe I can even connect 1 more cabin. But I'll probably have to put in an oxygen generator, because with so many people potentially sleeping at any given time in these things, we want to make sure they don't run out of air. And we'll probably have to shim this down just a little bit in order to make room for that. Oh, actually, you know what? It would fit just the way it is. Okay, so this will be a big expansion for our berthing. So we'll have an oxygen generator here, which is supplying oxygen to ensure that the berthing compartments here don't, you know, in the cabins don't run out of oxygen. Because I've seen that happen where, you know, I've got all these cabins full and it looks great and everybody's resting, and then the oxygen starts going down because we can't get enough oxygen in those areas. Now, sometimes I'll connect them directly to an oxygen generator and have cabins off of that, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use a large canteen as the hub. Good, and this gives everyone something to use those materials for, so that they can not bother me while I am trying to cut down the rest of this stuff. Okay, little is better. There we go. And this is why I recycled the water extractor, so that I could kind of leverage this other stuff over here. It's just a matter of time. Okay, first cabin's up. Get it connected. Also, let's start getting this satellite canteen online. Whoops. I want to click it, and then it seems to skip on me. Now, the temptation here is to put in a 4-seater. You only have room for one, but if you go with the 2-seaters, you can get 6 places in the space that you would normally only be able to get 4. At least in this particular size canteen. Alright, so we'll go ahead and, yeah, you can grab your meal and you can eat. And here, we'll process one more. But then we're going to start recycling all this stuff. So our colonists will tend to go to the nearest place that can meet their needs, whenever they have them. So, rest, food, entertainment. It was funny, I had one discussion with someone about Planetbase, and they're like, I've never liked Planetbase. It's magic. And I was like, what? It's like, there are no bathrooms. None of these people ever go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, you know, I never thought about that. I mean, it's not exactly like The Sims, you know. But, oh, still got one person eating here. As soon as he's done, we'll go ahead and recycle that table. There we go. That way we can encourage people to use the new satellite canteen. There we go. Cabin's pressurizing. Let's get some furniture in there. And we'll go ahead and recycle this canteen. I'll figure out what else needs to go there. Who knows, more storage, perhaps. We are filling up all of our storage domes. Or I could put in a multi-dome. We could finally have some non-alcoholic entertainment. Although the colonists always seem to prefer beer to, you know, getting on a treadmill. A few of them will use it, but by and large, they seem to have preferences. This is not a dry planet. Let's see, let's see. Well, probably another mine. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, how do I shim down the rest of this? There we go. I have to find out what connections it will allow me to make. Ah, that is delightful. Woo! Yeah, cut right through. Oh, actually, you know what? We could use that. Should have left that there. Whoops. Uh-oh. Someone dropped off a unit of metal. Okay, guys. I know you're disappointed. Sorry. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up that multi-dome I was thinking about. And it'll be right next to the bar, so we'll see very graphically how many colonists choose alcohol over exercise for entertainment. I'm guessing not many, but... And we probably need to have another airlock. I could wipe that out too. I like the new placement of the canteen because it's a fair distance from the other. So it, where is the other one? Oh, there it is. Oh, you know, I should probably give this canteen more meal makers. Oh, what's block? Oh, it's the screen. I was wondering what was blocking that meal maker. I guess they have object density limitations. I can't have a screen at all. Should be able to have a screen. It's just, I guess, very choosy about exactly where the screens go. The good thing is that there are plenty of meals. Nobody's going hungry. Everything's getting processed the way it should. Okay, well then, maybe I'll just demo this screen in advance, because we've already seen how choosy this thing can be. Yeah, see, won't allow it. It's got to be in exactly the right spot. And unfortunately, the amount of bulkhead space that we have there is just not in the right spot. So you only get one screen. see people getting dehydrated. Yeah, we probably need another airlock on this side of the base, so the distance isn't quite so far in order to take things outside. Now, temporarily, I can go ahead and plug one in here. I was thinking I wanted to have something that will make more economic use of this space, but while we're building out this side of the base, we can go ahead and put an airlock there. Well, how do you do? Is that within our perimeter? Yes, it is. But apparently we weren't fully manned on the telescopes. Again. Honestly, engineering. Is there nobody that wants to work on these things? I mean, come on. Wow, we're up to 39 robots. I hadn't looked in a while. Alright, well, I guess we need to recruit some more engineers. Oh, well, currently we have it set to biologists, but... You know what, we'll go 50% engineers and 50% workers, since we're expanding all that processing capability. Currently our status is only considered to be good. I guess because everybody's working hard and they're tired. They don't like that. But hey, we need to expand. Well, there's lots of comfortable cabins to sleep in, at least. I always thought these things were so absurd. The happy bench. You sit on the bench and you just get happy. We'll put in a few of those. And then, of course, there's the happy plant. Everybody loves the happy plant. You look at the happy plant and you just get happy. Oh, and then maybe a screen or two for people that just prefer television to everything else. Gotta watch to make sure the ship doesn't land with a bunch of hostiles. They seem to love to attack my colonies. Oh, that sounds like ship landing. Let's see what we've got. Oh, it's an attack. Okay, everybody inside. We don't have any weapons on this colony, so our only defense is to lock the airlock and allow the attackers to asphyxiate on the surface. So I'm systematically getting everyone inside as wherever possible and shutting down airlocks before the visitors get to them. They don't have any means of cutting their way into the colony. They were trying to cut in line in front of the bots. Very sneaky. Bots are pretty quick, although I don't have to worry about drill bots on the surface. I could just let them go back to work. So we'll go ahead and we'll cancel the alert. I believe that all of the airlocks are now closed, unless I forgot one. The bots can go back to work. They don't need oxygen. Actually, this is kind of a perfect scenario. I can do my workout here without someone jumping outside with supplies. Trying to build something. Whoops, uh-oh, but I left the landing pads up. These might be some new colonists, and they are. Sorry, guys. I have to wait for some nice people outside to die before I can let you in. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I can let them in, come think of it. Where'd this guy go? He's just standing there. The airlock is far enough away that they can head over to it. Now, the visitors are going to try to make haste to get to the airlock, but if I can get my people there first, I'll be okay. Oh, honestly, the bots and everybody clogging the airlock up. I want the humans to get inside. Sorry guys, I gotta shut it off. There, we can make these bad guys walk around and burn up their oxygen. They're not getting any more from us. Oh, also, here we can open up this airlock behind them. The way their pathing logic works is that whatever airlock is seen as open to them, they make a beeline for. This is one of my workers, so it's okay to let him in. You're going inside, right? You can't sit out there and be indecisive when these guys are out here. Here, I can let these people in. Now, I wish that we could use the, the lasers to shoot down incoming ships that fail friend or foe challenges, but Planetbase doesn't have that mechanic. So this is what I got. Now, I could use the factory to make weapons and get guards and get in laser gun fights with hostiles that land at our colony. Or I could just lock the door and just watch them die on the surface. I'll take that option. It's just easier. They can just keep pacing perpetually until they run out of air. It's like, please let us in. We just want to kill you. I was like, yeah, that's all right. I'll take a pass on that. Ah, and they're slowing down, so that means that all the humans, well, the ones that aren't low on oxygen, can make it into the airlock before them, and the robots too, of course. Come on, please die. There we go. They're about to collapse. All right, emergency over. Because we are not helping them. They can just lay there and die. So they're still alive at this point, but they won't be in a moment. Oh, now he's dead. Okay, don't be more... Okay, yeah. It's rare, but I have actually seen occasions where 2 ships in a row of hostiles landed. I've even had 2 ships full of hostiles land at the same time, and, you know, had like a massive free-for-all attack, and they were both on starports, so it was a huge attack. Alright, let's go ahead and turn these off. Because my attention is still over here. I want to get this little hill carved down so that I can build here. Because I can't save my game and then come back to it until I've done this. Well, I mean, I can save the game. It's just I can't exit because otherwise all this stuff regenerates. Makes a mess again. And then everything I did here was for nothing. You know, I don't think I've ever actually used this piece. Yep, our diligent robots are trying to deliver materials to the construction I don't actually want to do. I do appreciate the dedication. Yep, power storage is low. Well, that's what I'm trying to expand here, is we will get rid of this little hill, and I'll put up some solar panels to cover this area so that this hill doesn't come back. Because once I lay down all this stuff, it is mine. I'm not giving it back to this planet. Almost got it to where we can connect over here. Oh, power storage is critical. That's not good. We still have ways to go before the sun rises. Well, we have the starport disabled. Eek. This is not good. Maybe we temporarily shut down the processing plants in order to conserve power, because we have no way of generating power during the night. We are completely dependent on the sun. And that's what I'm trying to address with all of this nonsense over here. Sorry, we're not actually building that. Just need something to help me out. Whoops, and there goes the power. And it will be a while before the sun comes up. This is bad. Well, actually I should take advantage of it, because while the airlocks are not working, I can get done what I need to get done. Hopefully. And they can't come out and try to build it. I'm just worried about food and oxygen and basic things like life support while the power's out. But this does highlight the need for additional power generation. And the need is critical. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and expedite this earth moving process here in order to see about making more space. There we go. You're finally at the point where we can actually start cutting in and making connections right over here. The sun is coming back. At least the oxygen levels aren't too bad, but I'm sure it's doing a number on, yeah, the biodomes. They were just getting low on oxygen when that happened. Okay, we're going to go ahead and keep those processing plants offline. Whoa! Where did we get hit? A connection. Yeah, because we didn't have power. Everything wasn't online yet. It's very dangerous to run out of power on this planet. Or moon, or whatever you want to call it. Generally, I think of planets as having atmospheres, but I guess that's not necessarily the case. Also, time for a mini rant regarding planets. I think that this nonsense about Pluto no longer being a planet is an obscenity. The whole concept of planets was that it was an object in space large enough to basically come together from a bunch of dust and whatnot, with enough gravity to shape itself into a sphere and to move in its own independent orbit. That's a planet, and that makes Pluto a planet. And I think the problem, well, if you can even call it that, is that as our technology got better and we discovered more and more objects which fit that definition, a bunch of lazy people didn't want to admit that there were more planets than we originally thought, and wanted to basically create a floor and say, well, I propose a new rule. Yeah, if a planet hasn't cleared its own orbit, then it's not really a planet. It's like, what does that have to do with being a planet? And by that stupid definition, the Earth isn't a planet. We get hit with meteorites and garbage from space constantly. The Earth has not cleared its own orbit. So that stupid definition basically tries to claim that the Earth's not a planet, which is ridiculous. So yes, Pluto's a planet. You know what? Ceres is basically a planet. And no matter what everybody wants to say about that, and there are a few others. Like I said, big enough to shape itself into a sphere, moves in its own orbit, it's a planet. And eventually the moon will break out of the gravitic pull of the Earth. It'll be a long time before it happens. And at that time, the moon gets promoted to a planet itself, because it will no longer be orbiting the Earth. You know what? I guess having an atmosphere is not part of the definition. After all, if the moon weren't orbiting the Earth, we would consider it a planet. And don't get me started with, well, Neil deGrasse Tyson said, yeah, that crackpot. Wikipedia has deleted so many of the things that he said that were flat out wrong in order to cover for him. He's just a buffoon that is on television and, you know, postures quite a bit. I consider him as much a scientist as Bill Nye the Science Guy, who, by the way, is not really a science person. Hell, Dolph Lundgren has more science degrees than Bill Nye does. Speaking of which, let's see, I think it was it Expendables 3? Where they make jokes about Dolph Lundgren's knowledge of chemistry, and it was basically alluding to the fact that in real life, he, you know, I believe he has a master's degree in chemistry. Tell you what, he's a smarter guy than me. I looked at chemistry and all those formulas and, you know, how all the stuff interacts with each other, and I was like, oh no, I would rather learn programming. I don't know, chemistry just looks like voodoo to me. All right, almost done. As you can see, it takes a bit of work, but it can be done. Here, let's see if we can use a starport. There we go, stomp. And here, I gotta tab out for a second. I'm just checking something. Oh, yeah, and we're right at a little over an hour, so this is probably a good spot to end this here. But before I do, well, we went through all of this to get rid of this nonsense, so let's see the payoff. Now, as you saw, we were having problems with power generation, so let's fix that problem. This structure they can build. I want to get the processing plants back online. keep them that way. Okay, now my ratio for power collectors to solar panels is 2 to 1. So now I need to figure out where I'm going to put 6 power collectors, and probably out here in the boonies. Like I said, I try to reserve the areas close to the base for things like solar panels, which require maintenance, because I never know whether it's going to be a robot or a human that goes out to service these things. But with something that doesn't require any maintenance unless it gets struck, we'll just go ahead and throw these way out here. I'm going to scoop this thing out here. There we go. Excellent. We've been stockpiling metal here, so this is the payoff. We get to use it. Too bad we can't trade with any trading ships and maybe get a patent for a bigger... see, are these outside the perimeter? Yeah, just barely. Maybe I'll put up some more defenses out this way. Get a patent for a larger power collector, but I'm stuck with what I've got here. Yeah, there's a lot more buildable area out here, so I guess we're going to have another laser. Hopefully just the robots come out here. I've had construction projects where I had plenty of robots, but I guess they were busy doing something, and then a human decides, why, I'll help, and goes out across the surface, and they're too slow, and they asphyxiate and kill themselves. I'm like, no, why? Let the robot do it. That's what they're there for. You imbecile. And then it counts against, the happiness for the colony, and everyone's mad. They're like, you let that guy die. It's like, I have no control over what that guy was doing. He's a moron. He wanted a Darwin Award, and congratulations, he won. There's nothing I can do to stop him, but... oh well. You know what? Yeah, we've got plenty of materials on hand in order to put up another laser, so we can extend the defensive perimeter. Yeah, power storage is critical. That's why we're building all this stuff. Oh, great. We put up the panel furthest from it, everything first. Yeah, don't bother connecting it, of course. Good grief. Alright, well, let's see if we make it till morning. I mean, the processing plants are still shut down, and we're not making it. Of course, we did expand. I mean, we have bigger canteens, more... oh, no! Someone just landed. And they're hostile. Oh, are they? Oh, never mind. I forgot I left the landing pads up. Well, that's not helping with my power situation. Had a little mini heart attack. I thought, wait a minute, am I being attacked in the middle of a power outage? But I guess not. Okay, here comes the sun. Ah, good. And the new stuff is online and ready to generate power. New collectors have been built. Woo! Let's go. Taking a look at the grid. And beautiful, sweet power. Now hopefully we can get this meter all the way up before the sun goes down. In fact, now that we have those taken care of, you know what? We should probably put up some more. I've got the materials. There's no reason not to. And like I said, it helps to ensure that that hill never comes back. I worked hard to get rid of that darn thing. So this area is mine. Good grief. But there's a little trimming job that I have to do in order to make room. That's okay. There are a couple little tricks to doing that. Here, see if we can. My OCD is triggered. I want my solar panel here. I will not be denied. Do a smaller one, but I want to get that big one in there. There we go. Ooh yeah. In case of meteorite impacts, that way they have a little redundant connections. And this way it's nice and close to an airlock so that as they need to be serviced, they can be easily reached. You know what that means? That means I have 6 more power collectors to make. Well, the good thing is that there's an anti-meteorite laser which is about to go up over here, so we can go ahead and continue building out this way. Although I'm going to have to look and make sure that I don't want a meteorite to come down at just the right place and then cut all this off like a Christmas tree. In case you've never dealt with a Christmas tree, I realize there are cultures that don't have that. The idea is that at least in the old days, Christmas tree lights are basically little lights that we wrap around the tree, and they are connected in series. So each bulb actually makes the circuit. So if a single bulb goes out in the Christmas tree, all the lights go out behind it. And a lot of these were kind of connected that way, so I want to make sure that I'm not setting myself up for a lucky meteorite strike that cuts off all my power reserves. That would be bad. So let's see. Might do a little cross-connecting here, just to ensure that bad things like that don't happen. There we go. That way we have multiple connections into the base so that we're trying to eliminate single points of failure at this point. And we've been working, so we have the metal to do it. Doesn't want to connect here. There we go. Well, then I'll just find out where it will. Oh, whoops, I guess we used up all our metal. Because the processing plants have been down all this time. Whoops, let's go ahead and turn them back on. Wow, so we had enough reserve metal to put all this stuff up, apparently? Okay, now we're definitely at a stopping point. So here, I'll go ahead and save this game, and join me next time here on Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where we'll have more fun with the Dark Colony. As we work to reach 300 colonists, I wanted to make sure that we had a firm infrastructure ready to go to ensure that the colony was on a solid footing. Now it's just basically a matter of expanding, providing more services and more things for people to do, and recruiting more suckers to come to my planet. So, I hope to see you in the next episode. And let me know what you think about the little trick there about, cutting through hills and making more surface available. Do you like that, or does it just seem too tedious to you? Oh, speaking of which, as you can see, there's shadows here. If I log out, that stuff's going to come right back. So let's go ahead and... You can never have enough power generation. The alternative, not enough, means death. So, too much? That's okay. Of course, that means I'm going to put up 4 more of those power collectors, but we'll do that next time. I hope to see you then. Bye. Oh, and let's make that a fresh save.